the 460, 350.
Yeah,
It should be streaming now.
It says webcam on the thing, so.
Oh,
Should be streaming
this is all the bills that come in that are not to date, like for bills to date. And they're everything from the last board meeting through.
oh, I was going across my student too.
Oh,
that's right,
there's
it's
nowhere to
thrown
put
out.
that.
Okay,
So-
I understand then.
I know.
Because the way the lines were coming across,
Yeah,
that was.
I mean, this is the old form, I'm thinking I'm gonna redo
Reformat it?
Yep,
Yeah,
yep, this is the way they used to do it,
Yeah.
and I don't even like
It's
it,
working.
I'm like,
It's
That's
good.
that's a new column on it.
Okay.
yeah,
Okay, that explains it.
yeah, but I even
Well,
last
we're
time,
back on for streaming, it sounds like, so if everybody's joining us, we're in the middle of our business manager discussion, so.
A couple of things, if you look at the deficit from fiscal year 25, which we're closing out now, 872,000, that's a negative 12.98%, which will mean statutory operating gain for fiscal year 25, and there's no way to correct that at this point in time. Current fiscal year, general unassigned fund balance has increased by 979,000 as of September 30th. Current fund balance is 106,000. That is the unassigned fund balance, so that's a good sign for us. Equates to 1.59% of previous year's general fund expenditures. Keep going down, 'cause there's some good news in a few items here. So right there you show unassigned. And as you look, there are some that are deficit, but as we balance out, we're still in good shape for this fiscal year. General fund balance is at 1.9 million, that's total between assigned and unassigned or restricted and unrestricted. Food service fund balance, we're at a very heavy surplus. Balance as of September 30th is 546,000, so by state requirements, we're only allowed to keep so much of that. So you can see further, it says this amount is calculated using a 9-month service year. So 3-month average expenditures was what we should have in reserves is about 123,000. We are gonna contract with Terra, we have started doing that, we talked about some possibilities. Tara even said it, that there's some different things we can do in the kitchen with appliances, so we do have some flexibility in that funding. We do have to spend it down, but we've got some good things to spend it on. Community ed, and a surplus as well of 64,000, which is great because that's not something you typically have. So as of September 30th there, we're in a surplus in general fund, general community ed, sorry I'm talking too fast, confusing myself. And community ed includes ECFE, includes aim care, it includes summer rec, all of those things. So looking very solid there, and I'm happy about that because most districts will have to pull from general fund to pay a lot of that bill. And then you see what our general ed revenue looks like, substantially increased this year. Part of that it has to do with an increase to our foundation aid, to our special ed cross subsidy, to our couple other things, but you can see 23, 24, 25 are still below, so that will.
You scroll back up then.
Yeah.
Is that your student enrollment we have there, is that 393 and that 365 for the 25 and?
Yes. Yep,
Okay, is
so
that the
that's
number
what-
we'll get paid on this year then? I see our enrollment's down,
Yes.
okay.
Yep.
where are you looking at? Oh, on the right-hand side.
So what day does that get, when does that get stitched in stone? I mean,
Is it October?
October, yeah, I believe it's.
Yeah.
okay,
End of
so
October.
that number's locked for good for the year then?
Yeah.
Okay,
So there's a general fund balance showing that decrease for ending the fiscal year 25. Talking about the special ed cross subsidy, there's no district that gets fully funded for special ed, of course, so we do pull a lot from, our expenses always outmatch what we get for it. So it's just kind of and this is a report you guys will be getting every month from Jordan. So this right here is just talking about what salaries and benefits look like in total package. Another thing is our LTFM funds are looking very good, about $500,000 or so in LTFM, long-term facility maintenance. Of course, it's because we won't be using that for a while, but there are some things we can do, like sidewalks we talked about. Concrete pad, we're looking at moving the loo, it's been moved. It's been disconnected, it's gonna be moved over to the small gym. We're gonna have to get Anderson to do electrical work, LTFM will cover that, so we're looking really good as far as those things. We still have time, I mean, it's gonna take us a while to build up the reserves again, and it's gonna be a process, but we're at least on the right track now.
Can we talk about the top part where you said there's nothing we can do about, I mean, obviously
Yeah.
2025 fiscal year 25, but we are in SOD then?
It will be, yeah, it won't happen until the audit's completed. So
Okay,
this year doesn't, so fiscal year doesn't typically get fully closed out to probably September, October. And I'm sure that you're about, probably pretty much done closing out.
Yep, there's a little, the rough draft of it, so, I mean, if that's what you wanna call it, has been submitted, and then the final one is in November. And there's not going to be a ton of changes, except the, there are a couple of major things that the service co-op was looking for, and it had to be with the long-term things that, from the old building to this building, various expenditures.
So when the audit's complete, that's when that determination is made, because the audit gets complete and gets submitted to the state by the auditor. Usually what happens is the audit gets complete, others will work with us and go over it with a fine tooth comb, and then it gets submitted.
so there was really no avoiding that period though, for this year.
I don't think so, no.
So the potential judgment levy would just be a part of how we intend to, like, part of the explanation on how we intend to get out of it then? Like part of the plan?
Correct.
So that was never going to be a means of
That
avoiding this?
won't correct it 100%, no.
Yeah,
So when we going to possibly statutory operating debt, when we go through our audit, do they go through it at a different level or a higher level when we're?
No, so what happens once we are classified as SOD by the state, we have to develop a plan for how we correct it in the future. So that'll be part of it. What we've done this fiscal year will be glowing in their eyes for the steps the district's taken so far. We just need to keep moving on that. Right sizing the district.
mm-hmm,
I think the increase in enrollment, if that continues, that's gonna be a big boost too.
So how will we go forward in the judgment levy, what time period?
They have to file judgment first. Our final levy approval is in December, so it'll be that December board meeting. That's when we have our truth and taxation meeting, and that's when the board will approve that final levy. So I've talked to Andy Thompson, I've connected with our attorney to learn how to go through the process, and he's working with the different contractors to tell them to expedite with their judgments.
They need to get on that quick, so we get it taken care of.
yeah, is Andy in contact with you regularly?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah, we've been actually emailing at least every other day.
okay,
So, but it's up to the contractors now, how quickly they push forward with it,
So if they don't get it filed this year, they'd have to wait another whole year potentially.
yes.
So as long as they've been notified, it's on them to make sure, and we told them that, we're telling them this, Cross Anderson is telling them the steps they have to take so we can
Yes.
get them paid.
For all of it, all retainage, everything from this point forward, he's telling them to move towards judgment. The only bad thing is if they don't get it in by that December date when final levy is approved and submitted, then we have to wait until the next levy session. They could charge interest.
mm-hmm,
So my hopes are to avoid that and at the same time get them paid as soon as we can. That's gonna be-
How long does it take, once they file, is that instantly that we can use that, or is there a process from the time they file to the time we get to that point?
So my understanding from talking with Ellers and our attorney Zach is that it's a matter of them just getting it submitted. So they have to go through their legal representation to submit the judgment. That doesn't mean that you're going through the process of going to litigation, it's just submitting that judgment against the district, and that's a matter of serving paper.
Okay,
So again, it's on the contractor, so how quickly they get it done. I would think they'd want to be paid quicker, so.
yeah, I would rather do that judgment levy once.
yeah.
The thing.
What's that cost us? Does it cost us extra to do a judgment levy, or is that
Doesn't cost us extra, the only problem, it's a non-voter approved levy, you know. So it's not gonna cost us extra, there'll maybe some interest in fines tacked on from their side, but it shouldn't cost extra, other than that.
Has Ayers told us what it would, have they figured out what's gonna cost at that 1.4 yet,
Not
million?
yet, not yet.
Okay,
And I don't think it's just not putting the cart before the
Yep.
horse for them, cause it's gonna cost money for them to do that.
okay,
Costs less money, so
Yep.
they're pretty good about waiting. I have a pretty good relationship with Shelby, so she'll wait until we're ready, so we don't spend money on something we can't.
I didn't know if they had like a computer program plugged it in and be done, or
Yeah, I mean, I'm super curious too of what the 1 year impact is gonna look like.
1, 2, how many years can we go out on that?
I think she said 3, so we can do it for 3. My goal would be to get it done as soon as we can, as quickly as we can, so we don't put that tax burden on people longer than we have to.
I agree,
At least we have the option with 3 years that, you know, it can be balanced out a little bit better if we have to go more than the one,
So
so
it'll be less of an impact over a 3-year period of time, but it's.
we might have done it
In 1 year.
once we get the numbers, we'll make that decision, but.
I think that'll make all the difference.
So it's important for the contractors to make sure they get everything submitted,
Yes, so hopefully they get it going.
but then they're thinking, yeah, be into next year before it's actually payments are sent then.
Yes.
So how does that work? If they'll send us a judgment, can they keep tacking interest on that, or is that the total?
They can. They can't tack interest on it until they're fully paid out.
Then how, when we collect our revenue from it, how does that, when do we receive that revenue? I know the taxes get paid spring, well, depending on which parcel you're on, but basically spring and fall taxes. Do we collect the levy money right after the spring's done, or do they get collected
Yep.
as they get paid, or?
Nope, it should be spring, so it should be that spring and fall, those 2 payments. So that's typically when we get our taxes anyway, so it'll come in that way. Hopefully they categorize it though, cause oftentimes the counties are not very good about categorizing. We get this group of money, but they don't tell us where it goes where. Like we know, when we levy taxes, all those taxes go to a certain fund, right? Some of those funds are restricted, you can't, but usually you just send it a lump sum of money and don't tell us where to put it, and we have to determine that ourselves. So I'm sure the same thing will be with the judgment levy. We'll know how much per month we should be getting, so we'll have to separate that out ourselves. And when that time comes, we'll get our attorney involved too, to help us through it. Yeah, and I don't know if it's lucky or not, but he does have experience with judgment levies.
Thank you.
Yeah, 'cause on the negative, it's like 1.425 is the negative on the construction, so then that would be added in fees, you think that'd be, and that's kinda where the 1.6 estimate is, or just guessing?
This is as it stands right now.
Okay,
And everything has been paid. All the sales tax reimbursement is back, all of that is,
That is all back.
that's all back.
Yes.
Where do we end up with the sales tax reimbursement?
Oh,
Last check was
Okay.
435,000.
yeah, something like that, 435 or 65, one or the
It's a
other.
lot less than we were expecting, wasn't it?
It was a lot less than anticipated, yeah. Yeah, it was
is it
several $100,000 less.
right at a million, or is it just shy of that?
It was under,
That's what I was thinking, it was like 980 or so.
yeah, I wanna say upper 800s.
Okay,
Is that the only tax reimbursement check we got?
We got
so
2.
two.
Got 2. How much was the other one for?
Together, they were just under 900.
Yeah, I thought that first one was bigger than that,
That's
So-
a long way off from the 1.25,
or even, yeah, the very first one.
Well,
the 1.5.
yeah, the crazy thing was I found a math error and sent it back to the company. And that's, I mean, it was an incredible, it was a digit thing. And so when I got it back, or when I noticed it, I emailed and said, according to the math on this is what it should be, is this correct? And they were like, oh my, yes. So had that gone through though for us in our favor, it would have been extremely bad for them. Really bad, because they have to report all of these things.
Uh-huh.
It was a mathematical error.
Yep.
By quite a bit,
Shoot.
yeah. So I know it's a bummer to find things, and it was,
That served us in the wrong direction.
right. And
Well,
I felt
I'd rather-
really bad about that,
Yeah,
but-
I'm glad you caught it before we spent it.
Yes,
I'd rather catch it. than
before
have
we
to pay it back.
received it,
Yeah.
and then we would have to pay that back too.
Right,
So,
right.
you know,
These are the reports we should be getting monthly by Jordan. I think they're nice and detailed, what Stacy reports and about this.
Yeah, 'cause they're, with the charts and everything, it's easy to follow, it's kinda nice to have it, and they're right there, I mean, we can see the numbers and.
and with the change of, the date with the board meeting not being a tomorrow, things, I mean, like, I'm trying to get you guys your reports a little bit earlier so you can look at the checks and what was written out. But, between that with payroll, I had to kinda, cause I can't do them on the same day. It is a report nightmare that, and I am not willing to go through that for you guys. I will let you guys correct it all if you would like that to happen. So no, but otherwise I will try, at least, I'm going to be trying for 2 days ahead of time for you, and so this was kind of a,
Community ed fund balance too. We haven't had a community ed director in
right,
That's because
over a year,
you won't find anybody qualified.
right?
For community ed directors, one or two things will happen. They either have to have a 4-year degree in community education or it's a superintendent.
Mm-hmm,
My thoughts are let that reserves build up. And
Okay.
let's see if it's consistently bringing in a surplus, then we can look at getting an assistant.
mm-hmm,
But I would wait. That's an anomaly.
okay,
We typically don't see that, so I think we should wait for at least a year and see if we continue to bring in a surplus, then we can expand that.
okay.
I was looking, I seen it earlier, where the utilities, trying to, get used to the form, I guess, what's the utilities looking like? That was a discussion, I guess that kinda come up.
yeah, the old building had a huge, yes,
Yeah,
it was enormous, and it was a bill that came from Redwood Electric that was actually an air done, I don't even understand the whole, I didn't call and ask, I was reading it going, oh, okay, and so they had to adjust for something. I wish I would have grabbed those papers. Anytime you guys, when you're doing your work session and stuff, or just anytime during the day, if you see something, let me know before the meeting and I can pull those out. I didn't bring them in here. But there was some kind of an adjustment that had to be done because there was an error of something but I can get that for you guys. I don't know if it was necessarily billing so much as, I don't know if it was like the meter or what, but there was something that, it was huge.
Huge.
It was huge.
Huge
The majority of
amount.
the power has been off over there since August at least. I think I had Tom turn pretty much anything using power off.
We're still paying for even the little, annex next, that building is not, couldn't be
I
shut off,
seen
we're
that
still,
one, I
yeah,
thought the
we're still
meter-
getting bills for
we
all
could-
of that,
Just pull that meter off, there's a pole right beside
There's
it,
no reason to use it.
right?
yeah,
You mean like the title building?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yep, and at one point, I discovered not even, it was this fall that someone even had the air on it, in it.
Yeah,
Like, no one's been using it, but the air had been running all,
Yeah, that's
quite
when,
some time.
so I ran, one morning I ran by and there were a bunch of lights on the
Mhm.
building. So I told Tom to go shut off anything he could that used
Mhm.
power.
well, when we were even through there in the spring, there was register fans that were
Yeah.
going and,
So,
there was an auction there was, yeah.
yeah. The coolers were going on the water fountains.
Well, this summer also, the old net room upstairs had, and it still would be happening if no one did anything, the air conditioning runs nonstop the entire, all day, it does not shut off. And that has been going on the whole time for a year. So, but there's, I mean, like, I discovered it and had my husband go look at it and see if he could figure out how to shut it off. And he did report that it was happening, but I don't think anything has happened, so the building and maintenance needs to handle it.
Hope that'll help on utility costs here. We get that figured out. I mean, hopefully we'll see a difference this next month.
If not, we'll have to call and do an analysis to figure out why.
Right.
Should be no reason we have an electricity bill over there like that.
Yeah,
How high was it?
Yeah,
per
how much
year?
wa- how much
But I
was
can
it?
pull that,
13, I think.
yeah,
and it was, it was
That's
just,
what-
A month?
I mean,
It was
Stacy,
It wasn't all
That'd be
before the
typical
next
to
work
go
meeting, if
run
you
it.
could
Right,
just
right.
include the commentary on that, because
absolutely.
that is quite the adjustment for anybody.
Yes, yes, and it was, I believe, I don't remember if it was a 6-month or a year, but it was a long amount of time. And, but I will
That's
gladly
crazy.
do that, yeah, and anytime you guys see something, when you're just looking, if you just send me a message and I'll grab those out. I used to bring the bill,
Yeah,
would
yeah,
bills in
it's
here,
fine.
but,
has it already been paid?
yeah.
Is it
otherwise-
worth contacting Redwood Electric to
We
see?
could just to get a better breakdown.
I think so too, I think we should. I mean, that's a huge imposition. Any other business, I think they'd be getting a question.
Check. 33,
In the past, I don't remember any adjustments. How many years we've been on it?
I understand,
They contact, there's some, but
yeah, and I understand the need to make up, but usually those are situations where you're settling on a, hey, this was our error, we'll meet you halfway.
8 of 20.
You're not giving the whole entire burden to,
And I don't
mean,
know
that's
if it
a
was,
call.
like I said, I don't remember if it was a true like air thing or if it was a,
8 of 20.
but I can even like go get it if you
No,
want to. Okay.
no, that's okay.
it just might have been more noticeable now because we're not
Yep.
in there. And we're before, if it happened the years before, we were in there all the time, so it may have
Look
been.
back, the month before was like $650 or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it was,
And I even did a double take when I saw it, but the explanation was like, okay. But, and a lot of times when there is a bill, like even just something as simple as our welding, bill just recently, yesterday I called and when I was doing the invoices and said, why are we getting these, extra $400? And the guy looked at the contract and he said, I'm gonna adjust this for you, you guys
Mhm.
shouldn't be getting that in, he cut it in half, so.
Mhm.
So I do try, but electric one was kinda, the explanation seemed, it seems like,
They didn't
Yeah.
cut that for you as easily.
yeah, I didn't,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like, huh,
Was there any other questions or discussion for Stacy, anything we see on the reports here? I know there was you get used to finding all the pages here, but anybody else? Hearing none, we can move forward to our superintendent principal report.
Just start with I'll show you the enrollment first. Again, looking pretty good. We had a couple students leave, a couple students went online homeschooled, but we're still up quite a bit from last year. This time, again, at the end of the year last year, we were down to about 380 something, so still strong enrollment. Kaylee prepared this for me. And when you look at enrollment fluctuating like that, we have in and out. So for those kids that left, we had, I think, 4 new kids that came in within the last month and a half. So it's pretty in and out. Go to my board report. So I have in here the school board handbook template. So you'll remember we do have training coming up on our next work session. This is something I'm pretty sure they're gonna talk about. Something I'd like to eventually develop a committee from the board and go over this together. Because there's a lot of good information here, especially when you have new board members coming on. And all of it will reference back to policy. So as we're adopting those policies, we'll connect anything it discusses in here directly with that policy. And then as far as you guys are concerned, if there's any question you have, you'll have the majority of those answers right at your fingertips here. And we can do it both hard copy and electronically. Of course, it's better because you'll be able to search on it. if there's a special topic you wanna look, you can just type in the search and it'll find that topic for you. What I do is I convert it to a PDF for you once we're complete, and then just go in the search and find whatever it is you're looking for. That's just something I wanted to bring to your attention. Some of the school board association has, they came up with this last year and they've been pushing quite a bit just because it's a great reference.
It's kind of a universal, right, between, we can adopt it a little bit, but mostly this is more universal and between all districts, I mean, it's easy for us to navigate, and then if you wanna refer to it, if somebody, you know, if you're in discussion with somebody else in whatever pairing meeting, whatever, it's easy to,
Yep, and then, I mean, not every district in the state has adopted this, but
No.
they have. And it's still pretty new, I mean, they came out with it last year, so. So we can chat about that more in a work session. I wanna go through real quick our MCA scores and attendance and demographics. Let's start with attendance. If I can get to pull up.
attendance.
There we go. You see overall average attendance is better than the state. If you pretty good, over 80%. If you look historically, that's better than we have had in the last few years. So attendance is up. And then go to wait. The bad thing about doing this, it flips you out all the time. Alright. And I want you to see your demographic criteria, and the reason I'm doing this is it all kind of leads up to, where MCA scores look like. So, you see we have free and reduced lunch there, we're at 43%, which is pretty high. Special education, 14.1%, that's higher than what is typically expected, but still not bad. Their MCA data. So your MCA data looks very strong. Math, 47.3% proficiency. Reading, 58% proficiency, as you can see, and then science, 31%. And you can see those scores have risen over the last couple of years. I think that reading scores look really high. I know that there's a time that maybe they've been higher, but I think we're in a process, we can get back to that. But looking at a good trend of increases, which means our teachers are doing something pretty good. And we're looking at new MTSS, the students that are struggling that don't qualify for special ed services, we have a couple of different interventions we started using with them. Typically that's what's going to bring your scores down, it's just the skills, kids lacking the skills, but these programs will help bring those back up. Our title teacher has started working with those actually this week.
Is this K-12?
It is, but not every grade level tests.
Okay.
That's it.
But it's the full school.
Yep, this is the district.
What's the state average, do we know?
The state average, I don't have it on there. It's above. It's
Okay,
quite a-
good.
Quite a bit above,
In all categories?
yes. Any questions over that?
Like I said, the free and reduced lunch, Rick, is it, that's 43.8%, is that qualified in the district is 43 point, that's turned this, that basically who's turned the, that's
So
got
there's
off of that? or-
we have a lot of direct certification now too, so there's certain qualifications for being on a free and reduced lunch and we don't have to have the form filled out.
Mm-hmm.
So with forms being filled out and that direct certification, we're, I don't know how to say it, we're 43%, which is higher than I would have anticipated.
Yeah,
The direct certification has helped quite a bit since we've had that universal free meals, and people don't have a reason to fill out the apps anymore.
Yeah, that's true, it's,
At least you're catching most of your qualifying ones through the direct, yeah.
Those that are most obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions over scores?
Do you review the scores per class so you get back, or grade level too?
We
I'm
can,
sure
we can look at it in the system too.
I mean, I'm just asking, do you, as like the super principal, like, do you
The
get a lot
super
of
principal.
super principal
Never recalled that before.
title?
As a superintendent, I would at times, so I would treat presentations like this, and we'll have a better presentation. What would be nice is for me to get 2 years of scores under my belt.
Yeah.
Something to compare. I'm pretty good at looking at what trends are and what may have caused, an increase or decrease. But yeah, we do look at the scores per grade.
I always think it's interesting to see if the low score follows the class, or if it's more a reflection on that time
Nope, usually follows the class.
follows the class, yeah.
I didn't get that.
Any other questions over scores?
You concerned on the science, or is that kind of just a normal thing that's,
That's pretty normal, that's what I've seen in a lot of school districts. I have seen very high science scores in some districts, if you look at something like Minnetonka, probably highest scoring district in the state. But on average, I've seen in the 30s for science scores.
it's offsetting when you see the other ones,
Yeah.
way higher, no,
Yeah, and if you look at the data on there, there's only 1 year
yeah,
data,
there's
so
only 1 year.
nothing to compare it to.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions?
Not right now, it's up to me.
So we're looking at using a new service for our website and a phone app for the district, called Apogee. A lot of districts use it. This is just a few schools in our area that use it. I actually went to the websites. They gave me 2 of the schools, but then I went to the different websites and I found them. I'm gonna just pull up, let's look at Tracy. So I'll pull up Tracy, and it's just a little different and more searchable. So if you see you have a magnifying glass, you can search for anything on the website. Very well categorized. We have links across the top to major things, so when we see all the staff. You can pull up any information you need, then they have information that's specific to, you can go, that's specific for staff, links for staff. We have that now, but here's the beauty of this. Overall, when we add the app to it, you can get notifications on your phone. If we're playing a football game, say we're conference championships, somebody can enter it in and you'll get a blast to your phone if you're not at the game, telling you what's going on. If there's a school closing, it'll go to your phone right away as a notification, like you get if you got a text or something like that. So the app is incredible. The back side of this is called ThrillShare, and that's what the structure is, the programming is. So it connects everything, all of our social media. It does everything that our JMC does and adds a little bit more. So say we had a snow closure, or we had an emergency, or I need to get a message out. I can go into ThrillShare, I can start a message, I can send it to Facebook, I can send it to telephones as a voicemail with me, my voice, or a digitized voice. I can send it to text, email, all at the same time, so it'll blast everything out at the same time. It's more fluid on the back end of it. So we're working with Apogee now. Randy will be responsible for this as she's our webmaster now, so she'll be responsible for getting this on board. I think this is another layer of transparency for parents, especially with that phone app involved. And a lot of schools have gone to this. My last 2 districts we had Apogee, so a lot of schools have gone to use Apogee.
We have I guess is there a cost difference?
There is a cost. Our initial cost is about 12,000. Then that's just because they have to set it up, and then there's an annual cost to that too. And I had Jordan factor that in the budget.
Okay, you did do this factor.
Get Redwood Electric to waive that adjustment and we'll be fine with
Yeah,
I think I can have a chat with him about that.
it.
I want to know what the adjustment's for. I'll see.
Yeah, I'll pull that out.
Detail.
I can pull it out tomorrow.
And I'll call. Any other questions on Apple?
So do we not have JMC then? We're gonna use a system?
We'd have GMC, because that's a
Still.
student information system. This would be our website based system now. So it'll completely, so our website will look like this, except it'll be geared towards Red Rock Central and Falcons and everything on there, but everything's right across there. You got live feed and you got news and events, everything goes right across there. It's a lot more fluid,
We pay for what we have now,
that I'm not
like your
sure.
annual deal.
Do you know if we pay for that?
Oh, boy.
Or is it just the domain fees maybe?
Paid. Right, we do, I mean, we pay for JMC things, we pay for the school, what is the,
Our school that links to our calendar to our.
that we pay for separately from JMC.
And that links, our school links directly to
Our school links to our website, but in my report, our school's one way, so I'm not sure
Oh,
what it's gonna look like.
That's a national company,
Our school got bought out by Arbiter.
okay. So it's gonna basically be different.
otherwise, I don't know, I don't know what, if I knew of a name of what it would be, then I would know.
So-
But
You talked to,
What other benefit, other than just the the app? Like, can you do point of sale from this, or like, is there other benefits of?
Point of sale is completely different
the
from
JMC.
everything. It's its own thing, so it's, the website, you can, it's more friendly, user friendly, you can find things on there quicker, without searching through it. Just, it's more transparent than what we have now. Most people move to towns when they have a choice in different towns based on the school district. Most
Mhm.
people find out information about the school district from their website.
So a little bit of marketing included in that.
Marketing, I mean, I can't show you the backside of it, the thrill share side of it, but wow, what an incredible way to post things.
Okay, so ease of use for
It's-
our
It's
staff.
incredible, so they'll set it up, and that's why the upfront cost. They'll set it up, and then for us to add anything, an employment section, and us to add postings in there, it's like that.
Okay,
Getting a push notification too, you put stuff in there, something coming across your phone, it's gonna be, like it said, more transparent. And people are gonna start feeling more as a district.
I think, and you have to turn on the notifications, once you download the app, you turn on the notifications, but literally anything on there. If the school board would change the meeting from, tomorrow to today, and just push an half hour, come on everybody's phone. It just, and that quickly. If I were to do a school closing and I did that, and you can send it out as a blast through text, email, voicemail, and then just the news, which is the notification. And as soon as I push submit, it comes right on your phone. So, just another layer of transparency, and another way to make it easier for people to find information about the district.
It seems like it's a little bit easier to navigate on the user side than
Yeah.
where ours is just,
Well, and
ours is good, but
both
it's,
sides, I mean, the backend's amazing.
so you think you'll see some savings on just the easy use for time management and,
That, and I think people are gonna be attracted to, like I said, that's how they found out about the district, is the website, so I think people are going to, and I think parents in general are gonna be more pleased with it. I mean, it's nobody's fault, it's just, I think Randy's done an amazing job with our website, it's just, what we're using is kind of
antiquated.
archaic.
where did you, I guess you use this in your past district too?
Yeah, I've worked with Apogee for a long time, quite a few years, and most of the time it's them calling me as a vendor and me hanging up on it until I found other districts that were starting to use it, so I started looking into it, and the transition from what we were using for our website, we didn't have an app, it cost a lot of money to build an app. So what we're using for our website was just it was clunky, I guess. So once I finally saw what they had to offer and saw other districts using it, that's when we jumped into it.
One thing that would be really nice on our website is if we could archive the announcements for like that week. Cause I feel like a lot of times you read the announcements and you think, I think that was in there yesterday. I mean, we wouldn't have to archive them for long.
Right, so it'll be chronological, so if we put the announcements in there, if we do live feed or we do news, it'll all stay in there. So you just see all events,
I'm talking about the daily ones.
the daily ones. Cause it's kind of the same day after day. Is that what you mean?
No, cause there will be something in there on Monday and then on Wednesday you think, I think I read that in the announcements, but that announcement is gone.
So we put it in here in like a news and events and things like that, it's all chronological, so it'll all stay there in order.
And
So if we did something like that every day, it's gonna stay in there.
we do have something like our news too, but I don't know, similar what you're thinking of. I don't think it is, it's not really necessarily linked with just the daily announcements, so. That went in the daily announcements on ours and it's blank, so, but I suppose it resets after the,
Not sure. Any questions on Apogee?
oh, there it is, it's loaded now, so it's not blank. I think you answered anything that I had. Otherwise, you had legislate,
I've got absence management, I just wanna let you guys know. And then I got something I wanna add after that, absence management, we started using Frontline for absence management, which is where teachers submit their leave requests. The thing about absence management with Frontline, it pulls the sub for you. So a lot of times Keely and Brandy are working on the weekends, if somebody gets sick on Sunday, I can't make it in, they're on the phone calling for subs. They've been putting extra hours for that, and sometimes it's their family time, it takes away from that. Sometimes it's later at night and it's been quite a bit of time. This automatically pulls this up for them, so right now in absence management, we have all our teachers loaded in there, we have all of our subs loaded in there. Teacher wants to take a personal day next week, they put that in, request a sub, it starts shooting, it calls the sub. The sub can select on their phone to listen to the job and select to take the job right then and there. We actually started working on it last week, we've had a few people put their subs, their leave requests in there so far, and a lot of ease at it, so we don't kind of, and I try and ask teachers, if you feel sick on a Sunday, just put in for a sub on a Sunday. Even if you may feel better in the morning, we can always find something for a sub to do in the building when the teacher comes to work. It just makes it easier, cause there is a cutoff too. There's a cutoff and I think it's 6 o'clock or an hour, 6 or 6:15, and it's a cutoff where they can't call for sub, because then if they call for sub and it goes out and we come and see they're absent, call for sub, we could just double book. But, but things happen too. But so far, I think everybody's pretty happy about it, and it converts to Smarter so that we can manage leave in our payroll system too.
so on there, the sub can like put in what that they aren't available, like for their farmers or harvesting, that it'll just be automatic, that it knows not to call them, if they put in they're unavailable these weeks, it's
Yep,
automatic.
Sub can go in on their side, put in I'm unavailable these days or
Okay.
this week's, whatever. They don't have to take it either.
Mhm.
So what it does is starts calling somebody on the list, and if that person doesn't take it, it calls the next person, until somebody picks it up.
Okay,
Now, if somebody wants to take a vacation in February, they can put that in now, they can prearrange their sub on the column, and they can pick the sub they want and put in notes and everything, you can leave their lesson plans in there and everything.
Oh, so the teacher can designate who they would like
Yes,
to sub for that, even on a short
if it's like.
notice?
Yeah, if they're sick and they're calling in, they need somebody that day or the next day, no, they can't, it'll randomly call it for them. Just because that person might already be picked up for a job.
So do we enter, how do you even, do we like, just go with the subs that we get most, how do you even choose? Like, is there a hierarchy there?
Yeah.
Kind of.
There's not really a hierarchy.
You know what I mean though, like, do you enter them in a certain sequence and then those people will be called first, or like, how does it choose who it calls?
Like your most frequent.
Right.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think it's alphabetical maybe.
Okay,
Or it might even be
Well,
random, I'm
Yeah, I
actually not
think it
sure
might
how
be
it calls
more
them, so.
random. Yeah, but they, but like some of the subs specifically only want elementary, so they will
Oh,
not
sure.
get called for high school. And some only want high school, they will not get called for elementary, some do not want, let's say,
shop or
Yeah,
art or,
those-
yeah,
so they can specify, I don't want Phi Ed, or I don't want science, or whatever. and the sub themselves can specify.
Oh, okay.
And it
I just wanna
filters
make sure that it's being spread evenly amongst
Oh, yeah.
the subs, you know what I mean, so that
Not
it's
the
not
same
the,
person gets called first every time.
yeah, exactly, I don't want the same person getting called like,
That I don't know, but,
No, it's random.
okay,
Okay. I like the fact that they can put their preferences or what they're best suited for in there, pretty much as if so it kind of acknowledges that well, it's.
Yep.
Okay. I think that's making it smoother, the way it seems.
Yes. It's especially for those late night, Sunday night notices or early in the morning, the day of notices. That's the hard part. But this way, it's especially, in my opinion, especially designed for those weekend call-ins.
yeah.
So it doesn't take Kaylee and Randy away.
So what happens, does somebody get notified of no sub?
We have to go in the system.
Like if nobody selects to cover that day or can cover that day, then,
Then we go into the system and find out. So we don't get a notification. We'll go and say it's a Sunday call-in and Monday morning we come in right away and look in the system. If that hasn't been covered, that's why that cutoff time hasn't been covered, then we start calling or scrambling or.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, like I would never want a situation where we thought we were covered and then get here and have nobody here.
No, and they're pretty good about it. Like in the last couple of days, I've covered classes. Teachers covered during the plan time. You know, things like that. So we sent it. I've had Randy send it out. It's been primarily at high school so far. Not that there's anything wrong with high school, but basically, if we couldn't fill it with a sub, I had Randy shoot out an email to all staff and say who's available to cover because they get paid
Sure,
a
yeah,
stipend for that. And I've been trying to pick up what hasn't been covered.
okay,
That sounds like, to me, it sounds like a nice thing. Change is always scary once in a while, but this looks like it's got a lot of
Doesn't-
positives to it.
Doesn't scare me.
You read the book, though.
Yeah.
Move my cheese. Was there any other questions on that? Otherwise, we have the next page, you have another one too.
Legislative updates, I don't have a lot there. In fact, I don't have anything on there yet.
Oh,
So I went to a superintendent's meeting and a couple things, there's gonna be some changes to policy to match legislation. One of them is Title IX, as we know, the new administration, Title IX changed back to what it was. I did check our policy that the board will be approving, and it's the correct policy, so that's a good thing. What else? This is a policy legislative session, so there's nothing that's going to be discussed on finance. So it's going to be a shorter session than usual. I don't know of anything to testify for, there have been no bills introduced yet. Looking at our legislative platforms, most of them from our state organizations deal with finance. So we'll just have to wait and see what comes up. I've testified before Minnesota and North Dakota legislatures before, so if there's something that affects our school directly, I'll jump in the ring to do that. But it's gonna be one of those pretty simple, easy. When I was in my, I'm on the state legislative advocacy committee and we were in our meetings. And then we learned that we had to go buy burgers and buns, so I jumped out of that and didn't get anything to put on there, so.
you got it done though.
yeah,
Got it
thanks for
done.
buying burgers.
Got burgers and buns, right?
Yeah, we
You
did.
ran one way, I ran another way, Kaylee ran one way, and we got it. It's teamwork.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So, is there any other questions or comments for Godfrey?
I do have one thing. Oh, two things I'll add. Save the date for the leadership conference. October 23rd is registration, that's the first day, that's the early bird special too. A lot cheaper. Thing is, it fills up, the adjoining hotel fills up pretty quick, so I will send a Google form out, probably tomorrow. Just put yes or no that you'll attend. And as soon as October 23rd hits, I'll get everybody registered. The one thing though, if you commit, you have to make sure you're able to commit because it's non-refundable. So I'll send that out.
That's January 14th, 15th, 16th.
Yes, January 15th through 16th. So a couple things they're doing new. There's an awards banquet on Wednesday night, and there's a Wednesday night social with dueling pianos.
That is new.
But I also think Wednesday night is the phase 1 training too. So if you're able to attend that, I'll attend with you.
Yep.
So I'll send that out tomorrow.
That'd be great. I think I'd recommend as many of us try to go get that as we can, so.
It's a great conference. The best part about you guys is you're going to go into breakout sessions with people from other districts, and you can say, hey, this is what we're dealing with, how'd you handle it? It's great networking. You'll get a lot of insight to things.
And you see from all over the state, not just our district, you know, it's, or not our section, it's just, people don't even realize from the way up north or the east side, so it's. But if that's all for Godfrey, that's all you had. Thanks for remembering to bring that up.
Last thing, our
Another one.
student advisory cabinet
Oh, yeah.
is doing pretty well. Developed a mission statement. We're going to put out a survey. We'll meet tomorrow. We're gonna put out a survey to students. It's climate survey for them, and I'm gonna start having them take turns reporting to the board. They took over announcements today this week, so that's pretty good. And
How'd
then-
that go?
Yeah, they did great on announcements.
They did.
Yeah. I didn't even sound nervous. They sound less nervous than I do. And they actually told my jokes this morning.
Didn't change them for you?
No, well, they probably will eventually, but I'm sure they, old man jokes, not dad jokes, old man jokes. Really.
How'd they do with the good morning talking nation?
Well, they got some work to
Gotta hype them up a little
do.
bit.
Give me a microphone, I'll always have it up, that's the problem.
Where's, anything else? Usually when I keep bringing this up, you think of one more thing.
Keep my mouth closed.
No, that's fine. I was excited to hear the committee there. You have a list of who the students are that are on that?
Yep, we were gonna take a picture today and I got called out again. Did the picture get taken? Okay, good, it'll be posted on Facebook. We're not gonna put names on it, but
Okay,
we're gonna put the picture on Facebook and everybody will know there.
perfect.
And their mission statement, they developed the mission statement on their own. I've learned that when I'm working with students and I want them to do something, I have to leave the room. Because they're usually waiting for me to tell them what to do. And this time I left the room and they left a piece of paper on the desk with everything they did and did a great job. So I'm pretty proud of them.
I'd like to thank the kids for stepping up and everybody that's involved with that. Thank you for leading that up.
It's gonna be great.
Other than that, I guess we good to move on with the activity director?
I'm done talking.
You're done talking. I'm not
Sorry.
complaining. We move on to Colby.
Okay, I think there's a foundation form, you guys will have a resolution, is that in there?
Yes.
Hopefully. Just we'll submit that, once I get that, I'll submit with the data ice, I did with free introduced lunches, and then we get reimbursed from the state high school league. It's just a yearly thing. Next week I have our area state high school league meeting and our conference meeting kind of correlates with that, so we don't have to do it 2 separate times. Last month we had our state high school league one, this one's kind of more our region 3 with 25 schools. Recaps some things, which one of the big things is our school's going away, so our conference uses our school, which is our scheduling, hiring officials. Our school is linked to our website, so I don't know what that's gonna look like. Our school, Arbiter, is a big nationwide company, bought out our school, which originated in Minnesota.
It's been around for a long time.
Our school has, and it's great. And Arbiter is not a user-friendly site
No,
whatsoever. As an official
no, it's not.
myself, it's horrendous. So at our conference meeting, we're talking, there's another site called Bound, and so it's kind of a statewide AD group chat going on as to what schools are gonna do, so I don't know what it's gonna look like, cause it's really user-friendly. When I update something in our school, it automatically goes right to our calendar. Our parents can print off the calendars off our calendar, so I don't know what that's gonna look like, so that's kind of a TBD.
Chances they're gonna keep the good things from our school and
I have no idea. So I'm guessing money talks, and so they'll tweak it to themselves, and it'll probably cost charge, I don't know, so. Playoffs start next week. Volleyball will be Monday at the location, we'll find out tomorrow morning is when seedings come out. Coaches are guessing it'll be on the road probably, so that we'll know more tomorrow, when seedings come out. Cross country is next Thursday, the 23rd at Norwood Young America. Both our boys and girls are hoping to get back to state. They both made it to state last year, so. And then next Saturday is when our football will start. Next Tuesday is the first round of playoffs, but we'll have a bye. Only 6 teams make the playoffs, which is kind of new. They've last year started the 7th and 8th seeds in each section, kind of play a token here, play a last game type thing instead of 1 seed versus 8 seed, and the 1 seed wins by 70. They kind of went away from that, and so the 1 and 2 seeds get byes, which we're guaranteed to have a bye now, so we won't play till the 25th. That'll be a 2:00 game, and we'll get the word out that passes aren't accepted, so our season pass holders know that. Not set by us. I just
Where are we
got,
seated, Colby?
what's that?
What are we
We'll
seated?
be the 1 seed just because we beat Vassal last week, almost certainly.
What's your rankings right now? You know,
I don't know if our rankings have come out. We were the number 5 ranked in the state going into last week, and Mobass was number 4, so I would guess we're at least number 4 this week, so. I'm sure the coaches would say rankings don't matter, so. It's fun for the fans though. Coaches aren't here, so who cares?
I like the
According to Score, we were too.
Ooh, there we go.
It's bragging material.
Yeah. Yep, so, hopefully we take care of business next Saturday, and then the section final game will be at Cottonwood on Halloween, Friday the 31st. I just got the emails from the section coordinator, game time is either 7 or 7:30, they haven't set that time yet, I'm not sure why. So, as I get that, I'll pass it along. AAA and XL forms, I kinda just took the initiative to send those out, they're not necessarily due anytime soon, but, XL is a junior award, so I sent it out. There's not a lot of stipulations with that one, so I sent it out to. I think you have to have a 3.0 GPA or something like that, or I'm not even sure what it is. So I sent it out to those that that could qualify for that. Seniors is a little bit more for AAA. It's a little bit more harder to qualify because you have to be involved in athletics, arts, and academics. So I sent it out to those, worked with Randy to see who actually qualified for that. A lot of our kids didn't qualify in the arts category, so there wasn't near as many available candidates, so. So I sent those out with due dates. I sent them out to parents and kids. I know sometimes kids don't necessarily take the initiative to do it, so I sent it out to parents and kids that qualified, so. I already talked about the state ice league meeting. We got our 9/12 concerts tonight, at 7:00. MEA break is, and tomorrow is the last day. And then National Convention, FFA National Convention is the 28th, and I got a list from Miss Mo as to who's going to it. It's, there's 6 kids that she sent to me, Deanne Roiger and Kenzie Albrecht and Tegan and Austin Warner and Trenton Blumgren and Nathan Cowan are heading to the National Convention for FFA,
Awesome.
so it's exciting for them.
Where is it this year again?
I think it's Indianapolis is where it's always at, to my knowledge, so.
So I thought it was always in Miami, but.
So yeah, that's not next week, but the following week, so the 27th and 28th, I believe, is what she's reported, so. I think that's all I got, so.
Any other questions for Colby? You're pretty quick and direct with your points.
Yeah.
Chop, chop. How'd you look
I don't
at
have anything else, no, don't ask me any more questions, I don't have any more, I promise.
I got another thing to add.
Introvert thing.
Yeah, I am. I'm an introvert.
So that we can move on to approve our consent agenda, which is monthly bills, the minutes from October and the September board meeting, and contract approvals and then resignation to retirements. I don't know if we had any
We do not have.
of those. But do we have a motion to approve our consent agenda?
So moved.
Bruce? Do we have a second?
Second.
Nate? Is there any other discussions or questions on the consent items? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, approve our consent agenda. Then we can move right on to our recognitions for our donations, and our donations are accepting our donations and grants. Minnesota State Statutes 123B, subdivision 6 provides the board may receive for the benefit of the district request donations or gifts for any proper purpose and apply the same to the purpose designated. In that behalf, the board may act as trustee of any trust created to provide pupils of the district with advanced education after completion of high school and the advancement of education. And whereas Minnesota Statutes 465 provides any city, county, school district, or town may accept a grant or devise of real or personal property and maintain such property for the benefit of its citizens in accordance with the terms prescribed by the donor. Nothing herein shall authorize such acceptance or use for religious or sectarian purposes. Every such acceptance shall be by resolution of the governing body adopted by 2/3 majority of its members expressing such terms in full. Whereas every such acceptance shall be by resolution of the governing body adopted by 2/3 majority of its members expressing such terms in full. Therefore, be it resolved, the school board of Red Rock Central School District 2884 gratefully accepts the following donations. We have both come from the RRC PTA. One is for Falcon Pride of $360, and the second is for the moving the loose system, and then I suppose that's for
It's installation.
installation, calibration, and all that fun stuff that of $9,000, and that's really great, really nice of the PTA. I'm really grateful.
I'd like to say that I'd like to thank our PTA because since I've been here, they've done wonderful things.
Yeah,
And every
for
time
sure.
we've had a need, they've filled it. Including a 35-foot flagpole that's waiting to be installed. That's actually on property. But
It's on the
nice.
property.
Very appreciative. They're very gracious to us.
Let's get that baby up before the football game.
Yeah. It's slotted to be put up. But I
Okay.
don't think it'll happen for the football game. But
Oh.
maybe have a certain person working on it. Let's see what happens.
Perfect.
Let's see. Need a have a
Resolution.
resolution and need a,
Roll call.
yeah, we need the roll call vote.
Erickson, yes.
Need a motion and a
Motion, that's what I was gonna say, I needed the motion to accept.
I'll make a motion to accept.
I'll second it.
Here and Brian. So then we can go around with our roll call to accept.
Erickson, yes.
Grant, yes.
Tinker, yes.
Keel, yes?
All yes.
Erickson, yes.
Warner, yes.
The vote on adoption of the resolution was all were in favor, whereupon said resolution was declared duly adopted by Red Rock Central School Board. And we'd like to give another shout of thanks to the PTA. I guess it's really,
Yeah, for
we're
sure.
lucky to have your support, and the district is, and the community, and doing what's best for the students, so we appreciate that.
In the communities that
And-
support the PTA.
Yeah, that's true. PTA would be nowhere without the support of the community, support of the PTA, so. But we can move on to, I guess I don't have any old business listed here. I don't know if anybody brought old business with them, but otherwise we can move on to our new business of, for our Form A resolution for the Minnesota State High School League.
That's what Colby was talking about earlier.
So anybody, we have a motion to accept the Form A resolution.
I'll make the motion
Yeah, you have to read it first.
I didn't have
out
that.
loud.
Let me find that here. I tried to sneak one by you, didn't I? Didn't work that time. Form A resolution of governing board supporting Form A application of the Minnesota State High School League Foundation. Whereas the Minnesota State High School League Foundation was formed to provide support for Minnesota's high school youth to participate in athletics and fine arts. Whereas the governing board of Red Rock Central School District 2884 recognizes the value of students' participation in extracurricular activities. And whereas the Minnesota State High School League Foundation is offering grants and funding to assist schools in recognizing, promoting, and funding extracurricular participation by high school students in athletic and fine arts programs. Therefore, be it resolved that the governing board of Red Rock Central School District 2884 supports the school's application to the Minnesota State High School League Foundation for a Form A grant to offset student activity fees.
So I will make the motion to
Second.
accept.
They're gonna make the motion to accept the Form A and Nate seconds. We can just do all this,
Do a roll call.
roll call.
Erickson, yes. Grant, yes.
Tim Gray, yes.
Keel, yes.
Oh, yes.
Erickson, yes.
Warner, yes.
Four. We have adopted, supports this, yeah, I guess I read that too soon, but yeah. Be it resolved that we accept the Form A resolution, so. We move on to our contract with Jordan Anderson.
So it's saying, he's done some work for us.
Yeah, we can find that out.
Yeah, mainly showing us what to expect, but we pay for this a la carte, if you will, if the board didn't approve this. I think he's been doing an amazing job for us. We have a meeting scheduled to speak with him. And he's, I don't know, he's timely, he's great at communicating with us. He's gonna help us work on budget as we go through, he's gonna continuously check accounting codes quarterly to make sure that we have everything coded correctly, and oftentimes we'll have problems with things that being coded correctly, just because if you know anything about UFLRs, it's a mess. There's probably 2,000 codes you can use.
Yes, and then they
Each
changed
three
them
digits stands for
after
something
you
else.
entered it.
So remind me, Jordan is also going to, so he'll identify, but he will troubleshoot on how to, like, creative ideas to fix some of these issues.
Right sizing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we feel that we're getting more support than from the co-op.
I feel like we are.
Yeah,
It's harder for me because I have had co-op for a long time. And I will still need them very much for payroll.
Yes.
And if they are, it sounds like they might still, I don't know if they're still on to do the audit or if Jordan would be doing it.
They'll work on the audit, that's basically pulling files,
okay.
but we will be reducing some of our services.
Yeah.
Perfect. So that should in theory offset the cost.
Yes.
And everything was listed here. And it's right on an agenda packet too, so for everybody to see. It's been a little bit easier for you, you can feel more confidence. I don't know if it's more confidence, but this wasn't further larger scope of service than what the co-op could provide anyways, correct? I mean, and for what we're,
According to what we were told, yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought from the last meeting.
According to what I was told from the co-op, these are things that they typically do. So we were charged hourly, last year because the person that was doing it was kind of doing it outside the scope of what she typically would do, so we were paying her hourly above and beyond the services we were paying for today.
And normally, she just did not cover all of those things, but knew that our district needed
Yeah.
because of all the various things that she was noticing needed to be pulled together. And so when she discovered that, she did a lot of extra things outside of her.
Normal scope.
And then when she left, the next person was also there to just kind of go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that was a big
This will be about 12,000 a year the way it looks,
Yes.
roughly.
How do you feel that it's, I think from our end, from what I've seen it, I think we're seeing value from it. I mean, for day-to-day work, we
What
see
I've
value. in it.
felt from Jordan too is just that if you ask, he'll, just knowing he's being
Well,
almost
I
like
think
retained,
a
like
good
he'll just do
example
it.
is look at the report he provided for tonight's meeting.
Right,
I mean, that's a deep dive into the budget to get that information out.
And he also is very up on all the changes of legislation, and that is a huge problem right now.
okay,
From, in 2 weeks, things seem to be, it's just a constant change. And he's just really up on, being able to do that. I think it's pretty amazing how he's very knowledgeable.
that's good.
And especially all those different funding areas that, I'm not, going to be able to look on all this legislation and understand it, and he can pinpoint where we can pull funds from and move around.
What he's done so far up to this point has impressed me quite
Yeah,
well, so. It's a good choice to continue with them and move
Yes.
forward with them.
well, I will make a motion to accept his contract.
Megan makes a motion to accept the contract. We have a second? Second. Jake, seconds. Do you have any other questions or discussion regarding the contract with Jordan Anderson? Hearing none, all in favor to accept the contract with Jordan Anderson, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We'll accept the contract with Jordan Anderson. Move on to our second read policies and adoptions.
So what'll happen, the board approves the second read tonight, it'll be adopted, I'll modify the titles so they make more sense, and then Randy will post them in the next slide on Facebook, or basically our policy spot on the website.
Okay, perfect. That'll be pretty easy for her just to
Yes.
copy and paste or however she like does it, so it should be
You did a
quick.
great job last time, got it done pretty quick.
Was there any other, I know there's a lot there, but I think we all took time to read through some or most of them.
We can always amend too if somebody finds
We can
something.
revise.
Yeah.
And these are all vetted, I mean, we didn't write these policies, we adopt them.
Mhm.
But, I mean, in there we do some revising to meet our specific needs, but they're all vetted for statute, so.
Let's do that, cause they're gonna review with us with the policy membership, they'll
Yes.
review with us yearly,
Yes.
so.
We're gonna do it once a year from this point forward. I can't remember. Terry Morrow, who is the MSBA attorney, mentioned, I can't remember the date, but instead of doing several drops throughout the year, we're gonna do one. And we'll just meet and revise.
We have a motion to accept our second read policies and adoption.
So move.
Troy, you have a second?
Second.
Ryan? All in favor, or I guess is there any other discussion or questions regarding the policy? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We'll go ahead and accept our second read policies. Now we'll move on to our first read policies, which,
These are the last sections of the policies. I want to deal with operations, finance.
scroll down, I can't remember, 600.
There's a lot of them.
And 600 and 700, there's quite a few, 800, 900, they're not.
Okay. Those are the other. Yes, goes in with waste. There's a lot of different things, like waste reduction. Do we have any, motion to, for our first read policies?
So move.
Jake, you have a second?
I'll second it.
And Troy? Is there any other discussion or questions regarding our first read policies? guess a boring subject anyway.
They're kind of boring to read through, to be honest with you.
I read through all of them.
I just had a question on like 708.
Oh.
It says something about busing kids to like other schools, like non-public school. Unless I'm reading it wrong. 708(3)(b).
Right, so that's by statute,
Okay,
yes.
that's what I was wondering, cause
You
it's
do get
not.
reimbursement for that too.
Okay.
If you do, yeah.
Okay.
So that's, if there's no other questions or discussions, all in favor to accept our first read policy, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, accept our first read policies. Move on to our next subject here would be a minute taker pay increase. Which,
So this is tailing off our last conversation from the work session, where I brought up the amount of time that she spends outside of the board meetings. Not to include the time she spends during the board meetings taking notes, so I felt she justified and bringing that to our attention. So I'm recommending an increase from $50 per meeting to $100 per meeting. That could be, she can put in anywhere from tonight, add on tonight, so that'd be 3.5 hours for one meeting. Upwards of a lot more than that, depending on what we have on the agenda.
yeah, cause the work session would come with compensation, and she made the point that we do the meetings and we can all go home and Doreen takes it with her and she's gotta finalize all the minutes and get that done, and then you spend time making sure it's shared to the newspaper, bring it back to the, like Randy and the newspapers too, so you're also the one sharing all that, so.
Motion to approve.
Nate? Nate and Jake? Was there any other questions or discussions?
I'm gonna abstain from the vote
Okay,
as well.
okay, thanks, Brian will abstain.
She's sharing mine with you?
That's why he's abstaining.
That's the first I've heard that. Thank you.
We didn't approve it yet. Okay.
I get to.
Yeah. All in favor to, for our minute taker pay increase, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries to increase our minute taker pay from 50 to 100 per meeting, and I'd like to say thank you to Doreen for all that you do and follow us around and make sure we get the minutes done, so. That's twice a month now, so we had to work till you not even realize it. Otherwise, our succeeding meetings here will be, we have a work session on Wednesday, November 5th, and we'll be having training still.
And one more thing, I'm gonna make dinner for you that night, so.
Oh.
When you come we'll start at 5 like always, we'll have Katie from MSBA and I'll have food for you.
Supper.
Supper. That's right, yeah. Supper,
And it's hot.
dinner's noon.
Haven't been on the farm in a while. I'll have food for you.
Dinner, that's at noon. Normal time?
Normal time, yes.
Thank you.
Then you'll have is there gonna be much of a regular agenda with that too, or is it mostly training that night?
Most of the training is gonna be about 2 hours. Typically, she does a 3-hour training, depending on what you guys do. About 2 hours is probably relevant, especially with the conference coming up, not soon after.
And we have the next regular board meeting would be the November 19th at 5 PM, it's back on Wednesday again. And that was any last minute thoughts before we close? Or adjourn? Nothing more? All right, I'll call for adjournment then.
got a better one?
Yeah, I typed one that actually has our school
Oh,
name in it.
I practiced signing and
Handwrote everything, yeah.
You handwrote it.
That's all right. Leave it that way.
Do you need one for like the file or let me make a
Yeah,
copy
I'll
of
put
that?
that.
This is the
Wanna
one.
give these to Nate? Signed up.
Thanks for doing this.
yeah,
So to speak.
What's that?